Solubility patterns on page 82. In this figure, we have a big pattern. On this side, we have the metals, and on the other side, we have nitrate, chloride, sulfate, carbonate, and hydroxide. These are the types of salts. For example, ammonium nitrate is a salt. Potassium chloride, sodium sulfate, and so on. So we take two names and put them together to see if the compound is soluble or insoluble. And below, we have the key of this pattern. Using this pattern, we'll be able to see which salts are soluble, insoluble, or almost insoluble. So let's start on page 82 on our books. So we have this solubility pattern. As we said, we have the metals on the vertical side, like silver, copper, lead, iron, zinc, aluminium, magnesium, calcium, barium, sodium, potassium, and ammonium. And on the horizontal side, we have nitrate, chloride, sulfate, carbonate, and hydroxide. First, we'll read the key. The light brown box is soluble. The dark brown box is the insoluble, and the one in between is almost insoluble or slightly soluble. Let's see if calcium sulfate, for example, is soluble. Here's calcium, and here's the sulfate. So we start horizontally from calcium till reaching sulfate, then going up vertically. So this is the meeting point. This box is almost insoluble. Similarly, if I want to know if zinc sulfate is soluble or not, we start with zinc. So I start going forward till reaching sulfate. This is the meeting point, so zinc sulfate is soluble. What about magnesium carbonate? Magnesium is here, so I go forward till reaching a carbonate. So magnesium carbonate is insoluble. So this is how this table works. Notice that the first three compounds, ammonium, potassium, and sodium, are soluble. There's nothing insoluble. Also, notice that the nitrate column is all soluble. Moreover, most of the chlorides are soluble, as you can see, except for lead and silver. They are insoluble. Most of the sulfates are soluble as well, except for barium and lead. We have calcium, it is almost insoluble. However, most of the carbonates are insoluble, except for the first three, ammonium, potassium, and sodium. Same goes for the hydroxides. Most are insoluble. Only two of them are almost insoluble, and the first three are soluble.